What should the president do? I don't know. That's his call to make. It becomes increasingly apparent that I can say this on the record, that the Attorney General is clearly creating a major distraction for the President and for the administration and for the Republican Party, and tension on Capitol Hill. And I think that's why you see larger numbers of members of Congress saying, you know, he needs to go. But, you know, why the President hasn't decided that, or Gonzales. And at some point, they may be thinking that they don't want to be forced into the situation, make it appear that they were pushed over the edge, that they'll make it on their own time. But, you know, sometimes the best position would be for the appointee to make the decision and not force the President to do so. You best serve the person you work for when you can decide that if you are a distraction, that you no longer will create that level of problem for your boss. You know, this whole thing comes down to the President had every right to change appointments in the U.S. Attorney, but what they didn't have really a right to do was to disparage the reputations of the people they replaced and to use that as a justification for doing it. I think this whole thing would have never happened had he simply said, we have some folks out there on the bench that we want to get in the game, and we're going to make some transitions, and it's our prerogative to do so. These guys have served well, and we've enjoyed them and appreciated them, but you know, like a good Little League coach, puts every player in the game at least for a couple of innings. And we got 2 years left. We're going to bring some guys up off the bench and give them some playing time. People could have griped about it, and they probably would have on Capitol Hill, but everyone would have understood that. But the problem was when you try to say, oh, it's the way they performed, and then having to backtrack when there was some pushback on that, and then the real reason was political. It's an issue of cause and credibility, not on whether or not you have the right to do it.